Yeah, I can remember the first time that I heard alcoholism is a disease. I remember having two reactions. The first one, I just laughed. I thought it was ridiculous. How can you make alcoholism a disease? That takes away the culpability of the person who's actually drinking. And the other one, I was actually kind of angry for the same reason. How can you take that culpability away from the person who's drinking? They're the one pouring the alcohol down their throat. It's not a disease. They're the one that's actually doing it. No one's making them drink. And then I realized later how wrong I was. So you have to take into consideration the first time I heard this alcoholism is a disease, I actually heard it at a family weekend. And a family weekend is where families come in for a rehab facility after the patient's been there for 3 or 4 weeks. And they get together for an entire weekend and really involve the family and what's going on with the alcoholic in their family. In this case, obviously, it was my wife, but it was a 45-minute presentation by a clinical psychiatrist that went over the reasons why it's considered a mental health disease. And I guess, it was somebody who had 40 years experience in this arena of addiction. Pretty good source. So my reactionary emotions of laughter and anger were absolutely ridiculous because I was simply uneducated on what was really going on. And you have to realize at the time, this was probably my wife's, I don't know, third or fourth rehab. And I kind of had the attitude of, if you're going to call it a disease, then who's responsible for her drinking? If she's not responsible, then who is? So you're gonna release that responsibility from her? That kind of made you angry. And I think a lot of people have that same reactionary emotion. So now in my thread, if somebody says, no, you're wrong, it's not a disease, it takes somebody's willpower to get over this alcoholism. I'm okay with that. It means the person just doesn't have the experience, and it's not a debatable issue. It's like saying the earth is flat. I mean, it's ridiculous. So let's not get too caught up on this clinical definition. The point is, once you realize that it's a mental health disease, you're going to be able to approach this in a different way if you're an alcohol use disorder person or if you have one in your family. The approach to how to solve this issue is what really matters. So the whole takeaway with this video is that if you have an alcohol use disorder or someone in your family does, you will have the ability to surrender to the fact that it is a mental health disease. The point is you'll be able to know how to approach it, what direction to take, where to go, and what to do. It's different if you're just trying to get somebody's willpower. Okay, so links are in the bio. I can help you with this. Set up a breakthrough meeting. I've helped thousands of alcoholics, and just as importantly, I've helped their families. And again, thanks for listening.